the topic of ratio, rate, and speed, okay, we are actually looking at this particular question on speed. Alright, so an athlete taking part in biathlon runs a distance of 800 meters at an average speed of 6 kilometers per hour, and then without stopping cycles a further distance of 2 kilometers in 12 minutes. Okay, now let's break this particular question. Okay, what would I do? I will always draw a timeline, or rather a line, okay, to indicate the distance that this particular person has traveled. So he traveled at 800 meter. Okay, now note, always remember to look out for what? Look out for the different units. Okay, so what would I do if I were you? The first thing I will do is to convert 800 meters into kilometers. Okay, so recall, what are the common things that you will actually apply for? 1 kilometers equals to 1000 meter, right? That's what you all have learned. So what is 800 meters? In other words, this means to divide by 1000. Okay, so press in your calculator, you should be getting a 0.8 kilometers over here. Okay, so this tells you that for 0.8 kilometers, he was traveling at 6 kilometers per hour without stopping. Okay, now once done, let's move on. Okay, so I'll highlight this as my first type of information. Okay, especially when it comes to approaching these kind of questions where they are actually giving you a lot of different information. Learn how to break them apart such that you won't be confused. Okay, so this would be the second part of the question. Alright, now coming back. Now then he says, it cycles a further distance of 2 kilometers in 12 minutes. So okay, now 2 kilometers, a little bit further, right? So 2 kilometers for 12 minutes. Okay, so same thing, 12 minutes. Okay, I will actually change these 12 minutes into hours. Why? Because I want to standardize everything. So what do? You will divide by, okay, you divide by 60. So you have 12 divided by 60, which is equivalent to 0.2 hours. Now, how do I get divide by 60? For every 1 hour, it means that it is 60 minutes. So do your conversion accordingly. Alright, so once done, you know that, oh, okay, so this is by 0.2 hours. Okay, so now once you're okay, now let's take a look. What's the first question? They're asking you to calculate the time in minutes he takes to run the 800 meters. Okay, so now they're asking you to calculate it in minutes. So first step, okay, for part A, let's see. Distance equals to speed times time. Okay, pull out your little triangle. You will know that the top part of the triangle is DST. Okay, so what does this mean? I'm trying to find time. Okay, so this means distance divided by speed. So you have 0.8 divided by speed, which is 6. Okay, so I'll have 0.8 divided by 6, which will give me 2 over 15 hours. Okay, now before I move on, let me go through what's the common error students will make. You will either, okay, you don't standardize your units. Okay, what do I mean by that? Okay, the question gave you 800 meter, which is not wrong. However, the average speed is in kilometers per hour. So now you have to make sure you actually convert this such that it is either in kilometers, okay, kilometers per hour, or in meters and then meter per second. Okay, or is it meter per minute? You don't know. Okay, so most of the time I will always go with whatever the question gives in terms of its speed. Okay, so if you don't standardize your units, what kind of answer will you get? You will get 800 divided by 6, and that's completely wrong. Okay, it doesn't even make sense. Why? 800 minutes I divided by 6. I actually take 133 hours to finish this, so this is completely wrong. Okay, so please take note of this. Now moving on, okay, now let's say we have 2 over 15 hours. Now what's the question asking for? Please take note, read your question. The question is asking in terms of minutes, so now do your conversion. Okay, if 1 hour equals to 60 minutes, now what is 2 over 15 hours? So you press your calculator, 2 over 15, you multiply by 60, you should get 8 minutes long. So this would be your final answer. Okay, now let's take a look at part B. Now part B, they're asking for what? They're asking for cycling speed in kilometers per hour. Now remember, okay, initially he ran. He ran for the first part of this biathlon, and then he cycles on the second part. So you see, it's very important for you to analyze the question. Okay, If let's say they're asking for cycling, it means the second portion of the question. So if I give you, again, distance equals to speed multiplied by time. So fill in whatever you have. You have distance. Okay, do you have speed? No. Okay, time is 0.2 hours. We have actually converted this. So check. Okay, remember, check. Are your units the same? Yes. So now move on. So speed equals to 2 kilometers divided by 0.2 hours. Okay, so what would this give you? This would give you a 10 kilometer per hour speed. Okay, now then let's move on to part C. C tells you that his average speed for the whole race, he's asking for the whole average speed for the whole race. Now remember, average speed for the whole race, okay, has to be determined by a total distance traveled, okay, over your total time. Okay, so now question, what is the total distance? Total distance in this case would be 0.8 kilometers plus 2 kilometers. This would give you a 2.8 kilometers, right? Then what is the total time that's taken? Okay, so total time, remember, standardize. Okay, let me write it down here. Standardize your units. This is very crucial in questions like that. Okay, your units. Now what are they looking out for? They're looking out for kilometers per hour. So give them what they want. You have 2 over 5. You have 2 over 5 hours, all right, for the first one, which you can see over here. Okay, so 2 over 15 hours, sorry. Okay, you plus what? How many hours for the other part of the biathlon? You have 0.2 hours. So in total, what should you be getting? 2 over 15 plus a 0.2, you should be getting a 1 over 3 hours. Okay, did they ask you to convert this into minutes? No, so don't do it. Okay, so moving on, you will find your average speed. So therefore, you will take your total distance, which is 2.8 kilometers, divided by 1 over 3 hours. Okay, so press into your calculator. You should be getting a 8.4 kilometers per hour average speed. Okay, so from here, what is the key takeaway in this question? Please remember to standardize your question for each question. Okay, it doesn't mean that it is equal throughout all parts of the question. Every single part is asking for different things, so make sure you standardize them according to what the question is asking for. Okay?